Oh, oh, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to my class. In today's class, we will be creating your own persona. Yay! So, for before we get into it, I need just a bit of information. Can you give me a name I can call you? Okay, that's basically all I need. I'm going to quickly explain the process. Basically, I'm going to be asking questions about your persona or what would be your persona like if you haven't imagined one yet. And you're going to just have to answer. I have my little pencil here. I will be taking notes. And at the end, I will be able to provide a rep sheet without the artwork. And you can take those to commissioners if you'd like to have artwork of your Sona, if you'd like to bring them to life. But this is just a testing phase. I'm just going to be asking some simple questions. If you need some time to think about it, feel free to ask for it. I'm not going to pressure you. There's no time limit, and you can answer as simple or as complicated as you'd like. I will not judge you based on anything. You can answer whatever you'd like, okay? Alright, so now we can start with the first question. So the first topic is going to be your Fursona species. Now, species is basically the baseline for a Fursona, like it's the most important part, probably. You have to choose an animal that will be your Fursona. Now, it doesn't have to be one animal. You can have multiple if you'd like. That's called a hybrid. A hybrid is when two or more animal species are mixed together in a persona. Like, for example, you could have a wolf fox or a dragon goat or anything you'd like. It's up to your own imagination. Just try not to have like too many uh, species because I don't think you'd want to end up looking like that one effed up Eevee evolution. Yeah, no. So, try to come up with an animal that you'd like for it to be your species. And as I've already told you before, it doesn't need to be one animal. You can have as many as you like. Just try not to have too many, okay? Alright. I'm gonna be taking notes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. Okay. Can't say I've heard that before. So, we can continue to our next topic, which is going to be the name slash nickname of your persona. Now, this is a pretty hard question. I know that a lot of people struggle with naming things. You don't have to come up with a name on the spot. It is preferable though. It is also a baseline, of course. But if you can't think of any right now, we can just go to the next topics and then you can think of one later. Oh, you have one? Alright. Oh, wow. That's actually. Wow. That's a unique name. Alright. Next is gonna be the age of your persona. Now, this again doesn't. You don't have to specify, like, exactly how many years old they are. Like, you don't have to say they're exactly 24 years old, 6 months old. You don't have to say they're exactly 48 years old. You don't have to say they're. You can just say, like, something like they're a teenager, they're in their 20s, they're a young person, they're an old person. You can say anything basically. Just give me something to work with. Okay. Age. Okay. So next is gender. Now you have to, again, you don't have to come up with it on the spot, and they can also have no gender. They can be agender, they can have multiple genders, they can have, you can do whatever. It's your fursona after all. Okay. And that's it. Okay. So, if we talk about gender, we have to talk about pronouns. This doesn't have to match your gender. It can be, again, anything you want. Okay. So, okay, right. Alright. So, next up is their sexuality. Now, again, this is up to your interpretation. This can be anything you'd like them to be. So, yeah, just choose whatever. And also, if you're basing your fursona like you'd want it to be yourself in a furry version, then it's preferable to use your sexuality here. This is just a tip. Again, it's your fursona. You do you. Okay. Okay, next up is their height. Again, this is the same as their age. You don't have to actually say specifically how tall they are or how short they are. Like, you don't have to say they're 5'11". You don't have to say they're 4'6". You can say they're just short, average, or tall. Okay. Alright. Next is their body shape. Now, this again can be that they're a little chubby, they're on the slim side, they are on the heavier side, they are a malnourished twink. You can do whatever you want. Okay. Alright, so next up is gonna be the design of your fursona. Now, when we talk about colors, I mean that first of all, you gotta specify how many colors your fursona has. So this includes like your fur color and the tail of your accessories. We will cover those later. So how many colors does your fursona have? It can have 1, 2, 20. That will make for a pretty complicated fursuit in the future, so I don't really recommend that, but again, it's your fursona. Alright. And what would those colors be? Now, I'm asking for, first of all, a main color. Like, what is the main color in your fursona? If it's a rainbow fursona, like a sparkle dog, sparkle kitty, you don't really have a main color, but if you do have a main color, let me know. Okay. Alright. Next up is their eye color. Yes, this is different. So, what is their eye color? Okay. So, next up is if they have any interesting markings or patterns. For example, do they have tiger stripes, leopard, anything, like any interesting markings, patterns that is worth noting. Alright. Do they have any form of wings, horns, spikes, anything like that? No, okay. That's interesting. Alright. Alright, so what is their tail like? Is it a big bushy tail? It is a small slim tail like cats have? How does it look? And also tell me the color of it. Okay. And does it also have the same mark? Yeah, okay. Alright. So, does your Fursona have any scars? This is for all the edgy people out there. You want to make a big face scar or something. Or they just have like a small scar from their childhood. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be edgy. Alright. Does your Fursona have any tattoos? Okay, that's interesting. Alright, now this is basically just asking if they have something unique about their design. This is a bit different from markings or patterns because this doesn't only apply to markings. It could be anything that is worth noting that is unique about the design. I'm trying to think of any examples. I can't really remember any, so if you can think of something, let me know. If not, we can just skip this. It's fine. Okay. And what is their preferred fashion style? Now, this is basically clothes, accessories, etc. So it could be like something simple, like they don't like fashion, they just wear whatever they find in their closet, or they dress up when they go out. Do they have a specific style? Do they switch between styles? Okay, okay. And is that different? Yeah, it's okay. So it's different when they're home and when they're going out. Okay. Alright. So, do they have any accessories? Now, this could be anything from jewelry, collars, piercings, whatever. Okay. But there's more, okay. That's a lot of accessories. Alright. So now, this is a very complicated question. I am going to give you time to think about this one. Basically, you gotta just describe their personality at the best you can. Like if they're shy at parties or they're very outgoing, how do they handle awkward social situations? How do they handle serious talks? Like their whole personality. What is it like? Yeah, I know it's a pretty hard question. That's why you can think about it however long you'd like. Okay, okay. Start noting it down. Alright. That was pretty fast, actually. Good job. So, how is their mental strength looking like? Had they have they had any trauma that made them have a strong mentality? Are they very easily frightened? Are they very easily do they very easily cry in bad situations? Or does something small like completely destroy them? Or can they handle like the biggest trauma that they like someone can't even imagine? How is it like? Okay. Alright. Do they have any mental illnesses? Now, this could be anything from like anxiety, depression, mood changes, whatever. If they don't have one, that's. I don't know if that's good or not. That's up to you if that's good or not. Okay, alright. Do they have any disorders? Now I'm talking like neurological disorders or some speech impediment or just like anything that's worth noting. Alright. Yeah, neurological disorders are like ADHD and yeah, that stuff. Alright. Now, is your persona an introvert or an extrovert? Now, it doesn't have to be these two. It's just whatever your persona's orientation is closest to. Like, are they more introverted? Are they more extroverted? Which one is it? They can be also like a introverted extrovert, extroverted introvert, whatever. I don't know if the second one really exists, whatever. Alright. Now, let's say your persona gets invited to a party. Do they accept it without hesitation, or do they not go at all? Yeah, this is a bit of a personality question. Alright. There's gonna be more of these. Now, how smart is your persona? Like, are they above average? They have average IQ? They're a little bit dumb? They're a little bit dummy, silly? How is it like? How smart is your persona? Alright. So, what are your persona's hobbies? What does your persona do for fun? Or as a hobby? Right? Basically the same question, but it can be different. What is your persona like doing for fun? What do they do when they want to feel happy? Mm-hmm. What is your persona's favorite thing ever? Like, no, nothing beats this. Like, their favorite thing. Alright. Now, what is like the general likes of your persona? You know, like a lot of people have like likes and dislikes on their rep sheets and they list a couple of things. What are those when we talk about yours? Alright. Now, what is something your persona absolutely despises? Like, they just hate it. Don't want to see it, don't want to hear from it, don't want to think about it, just absolutely hate it. Or if they're like a joy of sunshine, they have nothing to hate, then there's also a question about dislikes. So you can say it there. Alright. dislikes. So basically just the same as the likes, like you can just list a couple of things. Very important question. Is your persona unemployed? Good, okay, good. Thought they were employed for a second. Ugh. Hate that word. What is your persona's favorite food ever? Like something they would always eat, no matter what. Alright. What is their favorite drink? Now, this doesn't have to be like a regular drink. It could be an alcoholic beverage, it could be an energy drink, it could be, yeah, it could be anything. It's your persona. Alright. Alright, does your persona have any weird / silly habits that they do? Like, for example, meow after every sentence, something like that. Alright. Again, very important question. How silly is your persona? Okay. Very interesting answer, indeed. Has your persona ever gotten in trouble or will get in trouble for being too silly? We all do sometimes, it's okay. Is your persona more like an early bird or are they more like a night owl? Like, do they wake up at 7 a.m., go for a morning jog, and then go to sleep at 8 p.m.? Or do they stay up until 4 a.m. and go to sleep at... They stay up until 4 a.m. and then wake up at like 5 p.m.? Alright. Does your persona have any talents? Like something they're really talented at, they're really good at, something like that? Yeah, alright. Guess that's why they're unemployed. Alright. Does your persona have any weaknesses? Like something they're really bad at? Or this could be like anything, like weaknesses in fights or weaknesses in conversations or arguments. What kind of music does your persona listen to? Like, this, you don't have to say a specific genre. This, you could just say like they like to listen to fast music or slow-paced music, classical music, whatever. It's a lot of genres. I like your persona. Those are some good genres. Alright. If your persona gets invited to go to a rave, do they accept? Alright. how screen addicted is your persona? Like, do they use social media 16 hours a day? Or do they actually go outside? No, they don't. No, they don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, do they go out? Do they go out? I'm sorry, I can't say that without laughing. Do they go outside? Do they just watch reels all day? Alright. Not surprising. Does your persona have a catchphrase? Like something they always say? What is a typical thing that your persona always does? Like, do they like make really, really bad jokes in serious situations? Or do they always get into trouble for being too silly? Something like that. Is your persona more law-abiding? Or are they more of a rule breaker? Is your persona allergic to something? Okay. Yeah, that's a bit of an unusual question. Not a lot of people think about that when creating their persona, but it's important for their personality and as a whole in person. Is your persona athletic? Like at all? Like, do they do any sports? Can they run a mile without actually dying? Or, you know, are they athletic at all? Okay. Yeah, basically just means if they're fit or not. Does your persona have any addiction? Now, this doesn't have to be the regular ones like, I don't know, smoking, drinking, energy drinks, stuff like that. It can also be like they're addicted to Minecraft, or they're addicted to collecting Pokemon figurines, whatever. Okay. Oh wow. That's a new addiction. Does your persona collect anything? Like, do they collect, I don't know, monster cans? Do they collect Pokemon cards? Stuff like that. Does your persona do any of that? Alright. Is your persona more of a lone wolf? Like they go and be a loner in the corner? Or are they a party addict? Like they're life of the party, they have many friends, you know? Again, this doesn't have to be one or the other. You can just say which one they're the closest to. Okay. Does your persona have friends? And if they do, how many? And how many of those are close friends, and how many of those are just friends in quotation marks? Okay. Is your persona insecure about something? Do they have an insecurity? Something they're really ashamed of, they really don't like about themselves? Okay. Now, again, this is a very complicated question, just like with personality. What is the lore of your persona? Now, a very common misconception is that a persona needs to have lore. Like, it needs to have a backstory, like how it was born 16,000 years ago on a different planet, and it was born from the stardust and space comets in space, and it was sent to Earth by an higher power. You don't have to have anything like that. Your persona can have the lore of like, yeah, he just grew up playing games and like is a college student. Like, both is fine. Of course, if you're more creative, you can create lore for your persona. It will make your persona a bit more interesting. But if you want to base your persona based on yourself, it its lore doesn't have to differ much from yours, of course. I'm gonna give you time to think about this. This is again a very complicated question. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright. That's pretty unique. Okay. Wow. That's actually pretty cool. How was your persona's childhood like? If they're still a child, how is their childhood? And did they have like a bad childhood? Did they have an okay childhood? Did they have a really good childhood? Were they spoiled? Were they not loved? Anything. Alright. Does your persona have any trauma? This could be from their childhood. This could be from like a traumatic event that they had. Basically, just anything. Do they have any? And if they do, does it affect their everyday life? Like, do they have PTSD from it? Something like that. Alright. If they had PTSD, you probably would have listed that in the disorders. But if you forgot, that's fine. You can just say it right now. I can go back. Okay. Now, these are just basically questions to you. This isn't about your persona. These will be like just little fun questions at the end. Like, we're reaching the end of the questionnaire. So, is this your first OC that you created? Or have you made any prior? It's probably your first Sona if you came to a class about creating your persona, but I'm just asking for fun. Yeah, OC means original character, like any character that you made up in your mind. Doesn't have to be a furry. Alright. Will this Sona that you just created will be your main Sona, like the one you will use as your main persona? Like, if someone asks what's your persona, if someone like wants to make art of your Sona, or if you're planning to get anything of your Sona, it will be of this one. Okay. Are you planning to make more Sonas in the future, or will you just stick with this one? Yeah, you can't really say it yet. A lot of people usually change their first Sona, but a lot of people actually just stick with the one they created at the start. Okay. Yeah, these are just questions for fun. These don't affect how your persona will look like. Are you planning to get a fursuit of this first sona? Okay. Do you already have the money for? Yeah, they are pretty expensive, so. Are you planning to get any commissions of this sona? Like, you, for example, like artwork, animations, whatever you'd like of it. Are you planning to get any of those? Yeah? Okay. That's pretty cool. And do you have any in mind? Like artworks, animations, maybe some poses of the artworks? Yeah? Okay. Alright, and with that, we should be done. I have asked all of my questions, and now I got your persona right here in my notes. I will assess these after the class, and I will put together a little, like, sheet of your persona, and you can take those to artists or animators or modelers or anything, and they can help you make your persona come to life. So yeah, I will just assess these, and I will probably send you it via. Yeah, actually, could I get a contact information, like a phone number, email, Discord? That's fine too. Just whatever, where I can send you the deets. Alright. Alright, thank you so much for attending my class today. I hope you will be pleased with your persona. It was really fun creating yours. I hope you had fun as well. And if you ever want to make more and you need help, you know who to look for. Alright, bye bye now.